Bro, that countdown with that music, kind of epic. What's up, everybody? It's Marcos Villegas, Fight Hub TV, doing another impromptu Fight Hub live with y'all. Go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe. What's up, people? Hope you had a happy holiday weekend here in the United States. If not, if you're joining us from any place other than the U.S., around the globe, let us know where you're tuning in from. And I hope you had a productive and happy Monday as well. This guy, that countdown was shot from 100 years ago. This guy, Tino, wow. But a few things happened over the weekend. Diego Pacheco getting a body shot knockout stoppage of Mike Sulecki, as well as earlier in the morning. I didn't stay up for him, dude. I can't stay up till like 4 a.m. Let me know, chat, if you guys stayed up. On the West Coast, the Inoue fights start like at 4:30, 4:45, 5. I ain't doing that, man. I'm gonna sleep, wake up, see the result, and then watch the fight. And that's exactly what I went ahead and did. But let me know what topics, what questions you guys have on these live chats. Want to do more laid back, more fun type of thing for y'all to interact. If you have a pertinent question, like I'm gonna select some of these comments, these questions on the random. But if you really want to support, go ahead and use the super chat feature to ask a question, and I'll get right to it. Or if you just want to, super chat your way over here with a few funds, let me know. Go ahead and do me a big favor, guys. Go ahead and like this stream and share as well. It really helps out with the quote unquote YouTube algorithm, which is always ever changing, and it's a headache to deal with, honestly. They make it so simple yet so difficult, this YouTube algorithm, and then one little thing can go ahead and mess it up. Last week I did it on the vertical version. Today I'm doing horizontal for the live. Kind of playing around with some of the new tech that I've been wanting to incorporate. I try to get this webcam that I have right in front of me, like on here, but I can't get the right angle, and I couldn't get it in time for you guys to get a second camera angle as well. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. I'll go ahead and read some of your guys' comments. We'll go ahead and live chat. Anything else that is on your mind, go ahead and drop a comment as well. What's up, Yair? What's up, bro? Let me know if you want to get in on this. I think I'm using StreamYard, so I still kind of remember how to use this, how to invite people onto this thing. But all right, over the weekend, Diego Pacheco getting a body shot stoppage over Mr. Sulecki. Sulecki's a tough, rugged guy that I am not sure. I think this was the first time he had ever been stopped, honestly, in that manner. Diego's 23 years old. In the post-fight interview, his promoter Eddie Hearn not asking, but really saying that, hey, Diego is ready for a title shot. Yeah, that was the first time he's ever been stopped. Yeah, this guy Sulecki's fought so many freaking people over the years: Andrade, Rosado, Daniel Jacobs. So he's been up there with the elite of the division. Obviously he's 35, getting a little bit older. You got to think that might have played a part, but Diego, I felt, needed to have a spectacular stoppage, and he did. He passed one test on the road to a world title. I feel like a lot of fans would share this sentiment and kind of wonder if he is ready for someone like a Canelo. With these young guys, the trainers know when they can make a jump, when that jump is a foot too far, a little too far for their fighters. I'd like to see Diego in two more fights, honestly. And then that's so crazy. Like, even then, I wouldn't even be sure if he's at that level yet. But hey, when opportunity comes knocking, you got to answer the call. Fortune favors the bold, and you got to take risks like that. When are you going to have an opportunity to make the money, to get that type of attention, to get the opportunity to face someone like a Canelo at that point? But honestly, I feel like we're still very, very, very far off before we see Diego Pacheco fight against Canelo Alvarez, but he is one of the guys that are up and coming. Like in a perfect world, I'd like to see Pacheco go into a fight with a Mungia, with a Caleb, and then push him into a fight like that with Canelo, or even another number 3, number 4 rated 168 pounder, and then go into a Canelo fight. Honestly, but the way it's shaken out, he's the number 1 contender now. I think in the WBO, which is a title that Canelo still holds. I know the IBF got stripped. Caleb Plant's fighting for the WBA as well. So we're starting to see all these belts scatter around. Side note, who's stoked for Beetlejuice this weekend? The second Beetlejuice. I don't know. I feel like I might be a lot older than some of the people on here on the chat. Let me know if you're like 80s kid, 90s kid. But it looks pretty damn good. I'm curious to see like the type of story they have. It seems like he's more of like a good guy in this trailer, the clips they've released, as opposed to like what he was. Like Beetlejuice is a demon. He's the bad guy in the first film. Southpaw, I'm an 80s baby. What's up? Red, what's up? Remy, 1979. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got a few people here from my generation, which I like to say is the last generation, us 80s kids. I think from if we were born in from 1980 to like 1991, I want to say was the last generation that we didn't have internet, and all these technologies emerged while we were like kids. We were adolescents. I'm seeing 86, Micah, 96, 84, 82. There we go. Yeah, but I don't. Us in our generation, I feel we were born in such a unique time in history, man. We were like the last bridge between like the old and the new in terms of the old way of life and the new way of life that the younger generation now are brought up with. And it's like we're like the last remaining link, last remaining bridge between those two worlds. So it's an interesting perspective I feel that we have, because also too, I think like our generation, depending on the parenting styles, is the last generation where like we really got to play like outside with no distractions. Like you would go and bike with your friends till sunset, till you saw the street lamps go ahead and rise up, and then you knew you had to go home. The last generation where like you actually had to talk to people. You didn't have the internet to go ahead and play games around. So yeah, certainly I feel like this generation's kind of holds a special place in time and in history, because we grew up with these technologies that are now there for this new generation. Soft society today, it all comes around, goes around, man. There's this video that, man, I forget the name. I'll try to find it. I'll drop the link right now in the chat. It's a really interesting video, guys, where it says like history repeats itself in 80-year cycles. Let me go ahead and type it and put the link in there. It's a really great watch where it more or less explains how these cycles repeat, and there's like a number of cycles. I think there's like 4 cycles, and everything that happens in those cycles with the generations goes ahead and repeats. It really make you think about how I thought it was accurate, honestly, to describe what cycle we're in. But let me see here: 80-year cycles, time, generation. I'm not sure if it. Oh, there it is. Crisis. It's called. We are in a fourth turning. What does that mean? So that's the name of the video. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. I recommend everybody give it a watch. It's a really, really interesting video. Boom. I dropped it right there for you guys. Go ahead and check out after the live chat. All right, let's get into some of these other things too, from dial-up to fiber. Yeah, I know, right? Remember having a dial-up and someone would want to use the phone and you hear all those weird noises, and your phone line being busy for like hours on end, and you knew like, oh yeah, they're using the internet. Yeah, don't miss that. Don't miss those dial-up speeds of 256K and beepers. Yeah, yeah, beepers were a little. I remember beepers being used by doctors and dentists and drug dealers. Like if you had a beeper, like, and if you weren't a doctor or a dentist, you're probably selling marijuana on the side. At least where I grew up and live. Remy Pops took me to my older brother to Hagler versus Hearns, my official introduction to boxing. It's a great way to start, man. It's a great way to start boxing. Southpaw, what's up, man? Uh, why does Edgar Berlanga order hot dogs with no buns? I don't know. Where does this come from? Is this just some crazy stuff that he's saying? Or is there a video where he orders hot dogs with no bun? I don't know. I read a study. I'll drop this link too. I'm not joking either. What I'm about to say. So supposedly, allegedly, if you eat hot dogs, it's supposed to take 30 minutes of your life away from you. That's how unhealthy hot dogs are for you. Have you ever seen a video? I think Snoop Dogg shared a video one time. I don't know if it was on his Instagram or on his Facebook of the process of how a hot dog is made, where everything is getting thrown into the grinder and it's getting shot out. And I kid you not, like the concoction that comes out looks like ice cream. And they shoot that through a machine, a sausage machine, I take it, and it fills it up and it makes a hot dog. It's gross. It's that video plus this link I'm about to drop in the chat made me not want to eat hot dogs ever again. I always had a problem with hot dogs in the beginning too, because just me, I've shied away from really pork products for a very long time. I don't know. I think someone told me like, hey, like pigs eat their own feces. Like, why are you going to eat an animal that eats its own feces? Like everything you eat, all the nutrients gets put back into the meat. And it kind of made me think like, oh yeah, that's kind of gross. Like a pig is not a very hygienic animal. I think I'm gonna pass on that. Pepperonis though, I'll eat them up. I know that's pork. That's the only pork thing that's there. I'll get to that question, SSM. That's an important one. But let me find this hot dog study because homeboy wanted to mention hot dogs. Hot dogs take away 30 minutes of your life. Once I figure out this website or how to use this software, I'm going to go ahead. Maybe I could share this with you guys. Let me see if I can do it here. Nope, that didn't do it. Hold on a second. Nope. Wrong screen. Hold on. Let me see if I could share my screen. Slides. Share screen. Sharing screen is easy with 2 monitors. Let's see. Eating a hot dog. Are you guys seeing this? Am I doing this right? Oh, no, wrong window. Give me a second, guys. There we go. Eating a hot dog can take 36 minutes off of your life. So I saw this article. This was written in 2021, but I think I saw it from another website. And I read it and I said, yeah, I'm not eating hot dogs altogether. I'm going to zoom in here. You may want to skip the toppings on your next hot dog or skip it altogether. Health researchers at the University of Michigan have found that eating a single hot dog could take 36 minutes off your life. In their study published this month in the journal Nature Food, researchers looked at 5,853 foods in the U.S. diet, which is the U.S. diet's terrible diet, by the way. It's all fast food and super processed foods. And measured their effects in minutes of healthy life gain or lost. How are they able to, how are they able to measure if eating something is taking minutes off your life? That's, I don't know. We want to make sure health-based evaluation of the beneficial and detrimental impacts of the food in the entire diet. Olivier Yolette, professor of environmental health sciences at the university and senior author of the paper, told CNN. Oh, here we go. Team came up with an index that calculates the net beneficial or detrimental health burden in minutes of healthy life associated with a serving of food. It's based on a study called the Global Burden of Disease, which measures morbidity, excuse me, with my pronunciation of some words, associated with a person's food choices. For example, 0.45 minutes are lost per gram of processed meat. Oh, geez, that's like chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, corn dogs. Or 0.1 minutes are gained per gram of fruit. All right, we got to eat more fruit. We then look at the composition of each food and then multiply this number by the corresponding food profiles. But how are they even getting this figure right here? How do they know you lose 0.45 minutes per gram of food processed? That's the part that I don't get. But yeah, not sure about the hot dog question, Southpaw. But yeah, it is what it is. There, don't eat hot dogs, folks. All right, let's go ahead. They're linked to cancer in men. Says Remy, birria tacos is the way to go. That's right. I used to cut them up in my mac and cheese. Yo, Jesus, I feel you on that, man. Growing up, I either would get a tortilla with butter, put a hot dog weenie in there, or in college, I would get mac and yeah, and cut up the little weenies in there. Poor college student food. You know, another thing, top ramen with tuna. It sounds disgusting, but it's actually really good. Instead of in the mac and cheese, also put mac and cheese, no weenies, put tuna in there. Trust me, it tastes pretty decent. Hey, Marcos, I'm trolling Edgar, bro. Why are you trolling him though? What did he say something about the hot dogs or what? Do you catch him eating a hot dog? What's going on here? What's going on here? Human, animals, plants, anything that is alive will decompose and become soil, ash, dust, etc. That will feed plants, then animals, and humans. We all eat each other, and at the end of the day, somehow, yeah, it's circle life. That's what it is. Someone asked me here. Go ahead, you know what? Go ahead, hit the likes. If this is your first time watching us, go and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's go ahead and try to get some more people in here. Okay, here we go. You got any advice for someone in their 20s, Marcos, if they don't know what to do? All I could do in terms of advice for that person, SSM, I believe, is a few things, man. I don't know how old you are, but young men, young adults don't usually get to really know who they are, like know what they stand for, like know who they are as people and really be comfortable in their own skin till about their mid 20s, close to their 30s. I know, like for me at least, I didn't really get comfortable with who I was and the type of man I wanted to be until around 26, 25. Like I had ideas, but I also was like, yeah, like I feel like from like 18 to like 25, you know, you're impressionable. Like you want to be cool. You want to be seen a certain way by maybe your friends or your friend groups or portray a certain avatar to be able to get chicks or something like that. And you start portraying these sides that maybe that's not really who you are as a person. I feel like at 25, 26, you become more solidified in who you are. And at that point, you start thinking like, hey, you know, what's important to me? What kind of person do I want to be in this world? And what type of impact do I want to have? Like it's difficult because I feel there's a lot of people that don't ever figure out what to do with their lives. And, you know, even me doing this was not planned. I didn't go to school for this. I felt everything that happened, like it was an accident. Fight Hub was an accident. It was a result of something that I was doing that ended up being successful through years and years and years and years of hard work and not getting paid and not making any money. That turned into something. I created something and I got lucky that this was something that I chose to do for a living. But usually by the time you're 25, 26, you have an idea of maybe certain things that you're good at, you're talented at. And I would say those would be the things that I would focus on. Like, hey, you know, I'm good at this certain thing. I'm good at speaking to people. Okay. Maybe I should interview. Okay. How do I go? How do I interview people? Reach out to a magazine, reach out to a website, reach out to a podcast, reach out to a YouTube channel. Hey, you know, I'd like to interview these people or I want to contribute. You know, hey, I'm good at building stuff. Go ahead and enroll in engineering classes on the side. Go to an apprenticeship with a mechanic. You know, find something that you feel that you're passionate about or you're good at and work at it until it becomes full-time. That's people always come up to me and ask me like, hey, should I do this right off the bat and quit my job? And I tell them, do not quit your job. Don't quit your full-time. Don't ever quit your full-time. Start a side hustle and it becomes a full-time hustle. That's what I've always been told. And that's what the advice I remember. Don't ever, you know, it's very risky. There's people that have done it, obviously, but I've always been of the thought of don't ever give up an old job for a new job until you have that new job, and vice versa. Jose, what's up, man? What's going on? Thank you for the comment. Go ahead and hit those likes as well. Yes, the army, the military is actually a good way too. If you feel lost, you will come out of the military branches with a lot of skills. I have a cousin, two cousins actually. One of them just joined the Navy maybe about 6 or 8 months ago, and the other one joined the Navy 2 years ago. Shoot, dude's working on submarines, nuclear powered submarine. Like from what my other cousin told me, he wants to be a nuclear scientist, which like blows my freaking mind, you know? So that's another example of what the military can do, man. They're very good at assessing each person's skills, their abilities, and then matching them up with the right thing to go about and do. Micah, I did 7 years in the Army. Thank you for your service, bro. Micah, everybody give Micah a like as well. So let's go ahead and continue with the questions. Go ahead and ask me questions. I'll speak on the Inoue fight right now. So watching it, I took a few notes on what I thought of the fight. And first off, Doheny, man, I felt that he has a good style, a good tricky style. Thing is, he doesn't have the firepower and didn't have the firepower to go ahead and keep Inoue away from him or off of him. And he was being cautious. I don't want to say hesitant, but he was being cautious. He was very selective with the punches he threw because he didn't want to get countered. He didn't want to get picked off. And he did okay in the first few rounds. He wasn't doing enough. He might have won 2 rounds, in my opinion. There are certain points in the fight where he pot-shotted really well against Inoue. Landed a loopy left hook, would land a straight here and there. Just there's no mustard behind there, man. Like that's just the thing with guys like Inoue or Javante. Like you have to throw something at them for them to not press you as hard, for them to double think what they're going to do against you and give you respect and give you that distance to go ahead and make you do your work. And I felt throughout the fight that Inoue did not respect this guy's power at all. He was not worried one bit what was being thrown at him. The other thing that was interesting, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Inoue, he's faced a lot of southpaws lately. I don't know if that's by design, if that's them, Ohashi and Mr. Honda, preparing him for a fight that they're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and pull up his box rec right now, but I think like the last few fights have all been southpaws that he's gone ahead and went up against. Yeah, Doheny, southpaw. Neri, southpaw. Let's see, Tapalis, southpaw, Tapalis. Fulton. Oh, man, freaking box rec's making me sign in. Come on. God, what garbage site. Jesus. Let me go ahead and sign in. Let me see. Tapalis, southpaw. Fulton, orthodox. So 1, 2, 3. The last 3 fights have been against southpaw fighters. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to prepare him for like a big fight at 126 maybe with the southpaw. Let me go ahead and bring up the rankings right now. Let me know who you guys think, or what do you guys think about that? If it's by design or just coincidence that they're matching Inoue lately. The last 3 fights with southpaws. 122 rankings, boxing. Let's see here. Go all the way down to 122 pounds, which is super bantamweight. Featherweight at 126. Junior featherweight, 122. Let's see here. He's pretty much cleared out this division too, has Inoue. Fulton, number 2. Tapalis, number 3. MJ Kaka. Let's see. Is Murjan a southpaw? I think he is actually. So I know Murjan. I don't know if it was Murjan or Murjan's manager that they posted about like, hey, let's get this fight next. Neri, number 5. Goodman, number 6, which I think is another opponent that they're prepping him for in Vegas, I believe. Inoue. He's returning to Vegas, and I think it's probably going to be against that opponent, Doheny. He's knocked off 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 6 top 10 in his division. He's going to move up at some point. Obviously, he's going to move up. Looking at these guys at 126, these guys are big dudes. That's the other thing that I'm going to get to, is What's going to end up beating Inoue? What do you guys think? What's going to end up beating Inoue? Go ahead and let you guys respond here in the comments and let me know. Go ahead and hit the likes and share this as well. I'll tell you what's going to end up beating Inoue. It's two very gleaming and obvious things that's going to end up beating this guy. You know, right now, guy's a phenom. He's been just murking people up and down these weight classes. You know, a small guy being able to go ahead and do this to a lot bigger guys as well. The other thing is like, hey, you know, why is Inoue having more difficulty now? He's not putting away fighters like he did before. He's not getting those devastating highlight reel knockouts. It's because these guys are bigger, man. These guys are a lot bigger. I don't think it'll be an opponent. You never know. I'm seeing like shoo in here. What's going to end up beating Inoue is two things. It's either going to be time. He just gets too old and it catches up with him. Someone will eventually catch up to him. Or it's going to be size. Weight is going to be ultimately the thing that gets Inoue beat. You know, he's going to keep going up, and one of these weight classes is just going to be a bridge too far for him, where these guys are going to be able to take that power of his, even though it's special power, they're going to be able to take a little bit more punishment to be able to absorb that power a little bit more, and they're going to be able to dish it back to him, and it's going to be a completely different ball game for him. At that point, he's going to have to rely on other attributes, other abilities, other traits to go ahead and win these fights. Because at this point, like you can tell, like Inoue is a very complete fighter, a very well put together, complete fighter. Like the basics are down to a point, and he's learning from his past mistakes. He was a little bit more well kept together in this fight in terms of being defensively responsible against TJ. The hands not as down as they were in the Neri fight. But you start moving up, man, and you start feeling the power of these bigger boys. I read a thing that Doheny was like 147 pounds coming into this fight, which, geez, man, that's a big guy for someone who's facing at 122 pounds. Jeez, you know, but these 126ers are coming down from 55, 50. So, you know, I've always pondered if featherweight would be the division that Inoue kind of tops off at. He plateaus and things will get really, really difficult, because you look at a guy like, let's see here. Oh, man. Inoue versus Nick Ball would be freaking awesome fight. That's pure violence right there. Oh, my goodness. But I always felt that someone like a Brandon Figueroa would give Inoue a lot of problems, giving his size, his reach, and his work rate as well. Yeah, he'd get hit a lot, but you would think a 126-pounder could absorb a bit more punishment against a Brandon Figueroa at 126 pounds. But in my honest opinion, 130 is too big for Inoue. Yeah, me too. I don't think he's going to get to that point. I think 130 might, I honestly think 126 might be like his ceiling. Like after that, because the guys from 130 are cutting at least, this is just me. I'm just taking it from my experience of cutting weight when I wrestled. If you wrestled at 130, you're cutting 20 pounds. All right. That's coming from 150. 155, you know, and I think Inoue is a natural, probably 130 pounder. He probably weighs at fight night, has a meal, drinks his fluids. He's probably around like 130, 131, 132. You know, he's a natural 130 pounder. That's why I think 126 would be his ceiling. Edgar Berlin used to break dance at the red light. Oh my God. Jesus Cruz, how about Bam? That'd be an excellent fight. I think, how many weight classes is that for Bam? I think it's just one weight class, right? Let's hear the rankings. Junior featherweight, Bam's at 15, is he? I know Juno Nakatani is another big mega fight for Inoue that a lot of people are talking about as well. That's a tremendous fight. That's a huge fight in Japan for him. Yeah, Bam's 2 weight classes down at 115. For him to move up to 122 and take on Inoue, that's a tremendous fight. That's a big fight, man. I like it. Just the power of Inoue, bro. I don't know. Bam has pop, but that's 7 pounds. That's 15 pounds he's given up against Inoue. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. That'd be really interesting to see. I know Mr. Honda has a stake in both Bam and Inoue. Inoue is kind of like a partnership with Ohashi Promotions, but Jesus, yeah, that's a good fight. That's a really good fight, man. Other takeaways that notes here from that Inoue fight. Dude, all right. So the sounds of Inoue, man, when he would land on TJ, oh my God. It's just a difference between like a normal puncher and a special puncher. These were like thudding blows that he was landing on Inoue. You know, Inoue, I felt got in his groove in the 5th round. Really started breaking down TJ with body shots. Those body shots really did a number on Doheny. It's impressive that he's able to break down these bigger guys. Yeah, he's not getting the one punch knockouts as of late. They've been, if you notice, an accumulation of punches. But hey, man, if you're getting hit with a hammer multiple times, you're going to fold at some point. The hammer's going to break the stone. You know, it's going to chisel you out. And that's what he's doing. I think that's a good adaptation, him knowing like, hey, I'm not headhunting. I know I can't get these guys out of the water with one punch, but little by little, I'm going to break these guys down. And I think the Doheny performance is a perfect example of how he broke an opponent down by going to the body. Now that stoppage, little weird. I try to get to a comment from Doheny. I messaged his manager, but I don't know what time it is in Japan. Let me see. World clock here. Currently right now in Japan, I thought I had Tokyo on here. Let me go ahead and write it down. Tokyo. Let me add Tokyo. Tokyo's, 6 in the morning. So he's probably sleeping when I message him. I'll probably get a message in the next few hours from him. But did Inoue hit dude so hard that like he was like, my back, spinal. Hit him so hard that he like threw his back out? I don't know. Someone on Twitter told me that he had like a hip injury because of the shot to the back. I don't know, chat. If you guys know what happened, if there's been a statement that's been released on what happened with Doheny, I haven't been able to find one at this point, but damn, if homeboy hits that hard that he's causing hip injuries and back injuries, geez, man, maybe 126 won't be a problem for him, right? Nakatani versus Bam is a big fight. It's a huge fight, man. A huge fight. Rewatched your interview with Angel Garcia yesterday. Hilarious. Yeah, I rewatched that. I want to say like a week and a half ago. I chuckled because the way my voice sounds, I don't know, like to me, like my voice, I don't know. If you ask any like broadcaster, like the one thing that they bring up when they like see old interviews is they'll bring up like, oh my God, my voice. I sound so odd. I sound so weird. You know, the older that we get, the more of an inflection we get on our voice. And yeah, when I listen to my voice, I'm just like, oh man, I sound like that at that age? Like, wow. And I'm sure if I were to see a video from like 10 years from now, my voice, I'm going to say the same thing. Like, damn, my voice sound like that? Like, what the heck? Old Angel Garcia video was a classic. Yeah, I know. Pacheco ain't ready for Munguia, but still would be a good fight. He said my neck and my back. Yeah, he did. Man, who do you guys want to see Inoue fight next, man? I believe that Bob in the ring mentioned Sam Goodman in Vegas, I believe at the end of this year for Inoue. And then from there, I am not sure. I want to say maybe going into a Nakatani fight. Let's see here. Inoue. Just type in Inoue on search. What exactly did Bob say? The Guardian. Who would have this? ESPN would have it. Let's see here. Inoue's co-promoter Top Ranks Bob Arum said that the Monster would return to Tokyo for the 3rd defense of his undisputed championship at the end of the year. Okay, so I'm not sure. Maybe that's the Sam Goodman fight then. After that, Inoue will headline in Las Vegas for a big celebration per Arum. I would say or think to set up that Nakatani fight. The last 7 fights for the 31-year-old Inoue have taken place in Japan, where he's a major star. The last stateside fight was in June of 2021. Yeah, I would think then it's Sam Goodman, that Sam Goodman fight that they were talking about, and then maybe we'll see another build-up fight, and then that mega fight for Inoue back over there in Japan. All right, let's go ahead and get to more of your guys' questions, comments. Go ahead and feel free to use the super chat if there's a pertinent question. If you want me to personally answer the question right away, I'm just randomly going and answering some of your comments and just kind of riffing as well. You know, I'm trying to make it more of a thing to go live with you guys at some point every week, just to kind of grow the community over here on Fight Hub as well. But very soon, going to, I want to do a Discord where I only open it up maybe like 20 to 50 people, somewhere around there. And I'm just kind of giving my random reactions when something breaks news wise or whatever. I'll give a comment like, hey, did you guys hear about this? This is what I think, you know, just to kind of have a more of a direct connection with some of you guys with this lives, but with the Discord as well. Nick Ball in Las Vegas. That's the fight in 2025 I want to see. Yeah. Nick Ball reminds me a lot of Pitbull Cruz. That guy has such a fan-pleasing style. Like I saw him for the first time in Saudi Arabia, where he upset Ray Ford in that 5v5, and like the first round, I was like, "Yo, I like this guy. I like this guy's style. This guy's wild. He just come forward, bites down on the gum shield, and just rips. Rah, rah, rah." I'm like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is this guy that I like to see as well. But yeah, him and Inoue would be a tremendous fight. Marcos, what fight are you looking forward to for the rest of the year? I believe is what you meant. Good question. I would say the better be a Bivol fight is the one that I'm looking forward to. Like I got to start planning out my travel for that fight, man. These trips to Saudi Arabia are not easy. Very difficult trips to go ahead and go over there. 18-hour flights, man, from LA to Germany to Riyadh, LA to London to Riyadh, LA to Doha to Riyadh. They take a lot out of you, especially if you're flying coach as well. But that's one that I'm interested in to see how Bivol is going to be able to handle that pressure, the aggressiveness, and really the power. How is he going to handle the power of a better Biev, man? A guy that is going to close that distance little by little. You know what? Better Biev is so good at landing these little punches in the distance, man. It's like an innate skill that he has, that like he's able to close distance. He'll cover up. He'll do that high guard. He'll block, and then he'll land these little punches just in distance that shows you like, yo, this guy's elite. But yeah, I really want to see how he handles that power, or if we're going to see a Bivol. That's right, Yair. Or if we're going to see a Bivol that, shoot, imagine as a Bivol that go ahead and mixes it up with a better Biev. You know, he's going to have to establish himself at some point in the fight to show better Biev like, hey, I can hurt you. All right. Like, don't think twice before you do this or that, to get his respect. But, you know, I think conventional wisdom says that Bivol is going to use his speed and his footwork to outpoint a better Biev. And things could get interesting in rounds 10, 11, and 12 to see like how long he's able to do that, and see if he tires out or wilts at all from the pressure of an Artur better Biev. I don't know. How do you guys have it, chat? Let me know. How do you guys see the fight? What do you guys think of it style-wise? How it's going to play out? Let us know. Go ahead. Also, chat. Hit that like. Subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Hey, we're really close to getting to 2 million subscribers, guys. It's crazy. I would never in a million years imagine we'd get to 2 million subscribers. But we're about, let me see here, about 46,000 subscribers away from 2 million. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get to that goal. Let's see if we can get to 2 million by the end of the year. That'd be great, man, if we go ahead and do that. So help me out, guys. Go ahead and like and share and subscribe to the channel as well. A Discord would be super. Yes, I don't know much about Discord, man. I'm still doing research about that sort of stuff. But yeah, I want to go ahead and do a Discord and only open it up to like 20, 50 people. Like you Fight Hub hardcores, like you guys that have been with us like day one. Like, I haven't seen him in a while. I see him in the comments sometimes. Hurricane Hank, big ups to him. Same with Micah as well. Micah has been with us forever. Same with 619 Cali Factor. You've been with us like forever. Like guys like that, I want you in the Discord, because you guys have been rocking with us since the beginning, or from very early on. Same with Aliseo as well, and Paul Newman. Paul Newman, did you get Any Oasis tickets? No, bro, I didn't. Did you? If you guys are tuning in from the UK, let me know if you got your Oasis tickets. I'd go ahead and love to see them. You know, I like a few of their songs, but no, the reason why I didn't get any, well, one, I saw a screenshot of hotel prices where the concerts are going to be, and they're ridiculous. They're like $1,500. I don't know if it was $1,500 for the week or for the weekend or for the night, but I heard that they reasonably priced those tickets. I think they're like 75 quid, 150 quid, pound for the tickets. But yeah, okay, decently priced tickets, but you can't afford to stay there. Like, you know, capitalism, right? But the reason why I didn't book tickets, because I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it, but I saw a thing that they're planning on doing a U.S. tour and doing it here, even though I bet you anything, man, everything's more expensive here in America. You guys in the UK get $20 pay-per-views. Here in the US, we get $89.99 pay-per-views, which is terrible. The Canelo Munguia was the first pay-per-view to go up to $89.99. When Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, that pay-per-view was $99. I would imagine adjusted for inflation is probably like $129.99 now, but I bet you those tickets, if they do a US tour here, which I read they are, those tickets are going to be ridiculously overpriced compared to the tickets over there in the UK. Hey, Seuss, I'll be your mod. Hey, if you know how to run the Discord, man, let me know. You come in. What's up, man? Was online 8 hours, no luck. That's a bummer, man. I know there was someone that worked. I think he does the interviews for Matchroom, like the actual Matchroom YouTube channel, and I forget his name, Jesse Ward, I think. But I think he got tickets for the, I don't know which concert, but I think he got tickets. Been watching you since Angel Garcia was chewing you out in that Matisse fight. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Hey, man, I got a lot of OGs here in the chat rocking with us. Jamie Ward. Yeah, there you go. Jamie Ward. Yeah, he got tickets. So I appreciate that, man. Man, that's really dope that you guys have stuck around with us to support. So I don't know much about the Discord or how to do a Discord or anything, but I think I'm going to do more research and open it up to like guys like you that have been with us since a long time supporting. And if you haven't, it's all right. If you rock with us on the daily, I'll go ahead and extend the invite to you. But I want it to be like a thing where like it's you know, real people that have always rocked with us as well. Kind of like a thank you to interact with you guys. Here in LA, you can go see pay-per-view fights at the movies on the big screen for cheaper than buying the pay-per-view. I've never done that experience, Mike. I heard it's really, really cool. They have this new thing in LA where the Hollywood Park used to be at, called, I think, the Cosm, where it's kind of like a mini sphere, that Vegas sphere that they have, the MGM or whatever, where they have the concert. So it's kind of like a mini sphere that they have Premier League games there, but also they've shown fights there. I think they've shown the UFC fights. I'm not sure if they've shown any of the boxing fights there, but it gives you like a view like you're there, man. The videos that I've seen are freaking amazing, especially the soccer games. You feel like you're there on goal line. The only thing that I don't like is that when they're facing you, the players on that goal side, you can see them real close. But when they go to the other goal side, you can't really see too well. They look small. They look tiny. I have noticed that there's TVs on the top where you can go ahead and look up and see, but I don't know how that looks for the fights. I haven't seen any footage of them showing the fights at the Cosm. I think they have a Cosm in Dallas, actually, Yair. And I've heard they look pretty good. Just saw Inoue blew Doheny's back out. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what happened, man. We're trying to figure out what happened. I sent a message to his manager to see if it was like an ankle or his back or his hip. Yeah, we're still all wondering like what the heck happened there. I don't think he did any interviews post-fight. I haven't seen anything either. So if you guys have seen anything online, go ahead and drop it in the chat as well and let us know. Does Figueroa have a belt at 26? No, he doesn't. And knowing him would be a fun fight. It would. And I mentioned that earlier that I think Figueroa could give Inoue a lot of problems just because he's a big guy at 126 and his work rate and he's nonstop. And you would think he's able to take the punch a little bit better because he's bigger, but Brandon does get hit a lot as well. And yeah, you don't want to get hit a lot by Inoue. seeing how he's dispatched these fighters. $55 at a movie, too much. You better off making a potluck and having people pitch in. Is that the ticket price for the movies, Micah? Is it like $55? Micah said that he's been to those screenings at the movies for the fights. That is kind of a lot at $55. I know at the Cosm to see the UFC fight was around 50. Yeah, $50. Nah, he said it's like $30. See, that $30 is fine, and then you get to see it on the big screen. Is it the Micah? Is it the actual pay-per-view commentators, or is it the international commentators that they're showing the screening of in the theaters? Let me know. Let's go ahead and scroll some of these. Inoue versus Nick Ball, great fight at 26. Yes. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and comment some more of your questions. I'll be on here for a few more minutes. Go ahead and hit the like as well. Better BFKO's 10th round over Bivol. Why do you feel that, Remy? Why do you think he gets the KO in the 10th round? If Inoue was southpaw, that would be crazy. Inoue versus Brandon Figueroa, 2025. Here's a good one. Do you think Bivol divorce is going to affect him mentally? I don't know if you've seen his ex-wife video. So I know, yeah, you mentioned something about, excuse me, the ex-wife. So I saw a video saying like, pretty much she was saying that like Bivol changed after the Canelo fight. Is that the video you guys are referencing to? And that, I don't know, she made like a, like call Canelo or something like that, right? If that's the video, I don't know, man. I don't think it's affecting him at all. Like, he has a very strong mind. He's very like hyper focused from like the interviews. Like when I interviewed him this last fight when he fought that guy, I forget that guy's name. He was like Syrian or Libyan or I don't know what, but the guy that he knocked out in Saudi Arabia on the 5v5 show. I interviewed him that Thursday, the final press conference, and he told me when he's in camp, he doesn't like having distractions, that he doesn't even like watching movies because he feels like the movies mess up his energy, that it starts, I guess, giving him emotions. I don't know. Like, I feel there was a lot left for translation there or lost in translation. But what I got was like, you know how like you watch a Rocky movie and you get all like psyched up and pumped up and you get, all anxious and stuff like that. I feel like when he watched, from the gist of what he was trying to tell me is that like, he doesn't want to get any of those emotions because he just wants to be focused and concentrated on a singular goal. So I don't think all that stuff, I feel like he'll be able to block it out. She made like 80 videos on Bivol. Gee, where are these videos? Are these on her social or what? What are these videos about? I only saw one. I think she was like outside. Huh. I wonder what happened too. Do any of you guys know what happened? All right, let's get back to some of the comments as well. Hit the like, chat. This is a weird thing. So when you do a live on vertical, I feel like the algorithm helps you out to be more discovered on vertical as opposed to horizontal. Thing is, horizontal, I have access to all these tools to make this more interactive with you guys as well. The algorithm for YouTube Lives is so freaking weird, man. So weird. What do you think about Teofimo versus Rolly or Pitbull fight? Who do you give the edge to? Well, Rolly already fought Pitbull. We saw what happened there. Teofimo and Pitbull would be a good fight. It'd be a very, very close fight. Very, very close fight. I feel like Teo is more versatile, has more tools. He's bigger naturally. But the big thing with anybody fighting Pitbull is how they're going to go ahead and handle that pressure. Ryo did a good job of diffusing that pressure, deflecting a lot of those punches and landing his shots. So I think like Ryo laid out a good blueprint of how to handle and control the aggression of a Pitbull Cruz. And I think Teo's a smart fighter, man. Teo's a very smart fighter. I think he'll be able to handle that as well. So I want to say I would favor Teo in that fight. Some of you guys might call me crazy. I want to say a lot of people would favor Pitbull Cruz in that fight, but just knowing like Teo's like IQ, I think he would be able to do it. But it's a great fight. I want to see that fight, man. I really, really want to see that fight. Remy, what's up? Beterbiev cuts the ring off well with effective combinations and power shots behind the head. Bivol won't stay in one spot. No, he won't. Yeah, Beterbiev is going to be chasing him the whole night, and I think that's the main thing. The two main things is how is Bivol going to take that power? How is he going to react to the power? If he handles power well, I think we'll see a Bivol that's moving in and out, exchanging when he needs to, and using his speed. Like, that's a very huge advantage Bivol has in this fight against Beterbiev is his speed and his footwork. You know, he's able to land 3 and get out before before Beterbiev lands 1. Now, if Bivol gets touched and he's like, yo, yeah, I don't want to be taking this type of power. I got to move. That's when things become tricky. That's when we see a Beterbiev that's probably relentless, walking him down and just trying to break Bivol down at some point. Bivol won't stay in one spot. Bivol got aggressive. Oh, come on, bro. Let's see here. Marcos, did you ever interview Sergio Martinez? I was sad to see he was fighting just last year, well into his 40s. I did interview Sergio Martinez. I actually interviewed him a few times back in the day. One of my favorite fighters, actually, because I'm a southpaw and he's a southpaw, and I like southpaw fighters. I like to study to see what they do with certain positions, with certain punches and all that. But yeah, I did have a chance to see Sergio a few times. I knew he had a fight with the WBA that made him like number 1 or something like that. I don't know what happened to that ranking, but I didn't know he was still active. I saw a clip of him hitting the pads, and it looked like he was balding. So I know he's in his 40s, but yeah, it's a difficult thing, man, because that's like boxing to so many of these athletes is like all they know, and it's what makes them happy, So like, you want to dog on someone doing something that makes them happy because we're worried about the health risks that could be associated with them continuing, because it is a sport, it is very physical, and it is very dangerous. But he's doing what makes him happy also as well. That's a big problem that a lot of boxers have, why they continue to fight well into their 40s. One, the money, obviously, but two, their identity is tied to boxing so much that like when they retire that first time, they don't know what the heck to do. Like their life has no purpose. Their life has no meaning. What do I do? This is all I've known. This is all I've done since I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. What else do I do? There's nothing else that I love as much as this. And they start losing themselves. They start getting lost in vices. And they're like, you know what? When I had this regimen, when I had this routine, when I was boxing, this is what kept me functioning well, functioning straight. I need this. And then they go ahead and they go back to it as well. A lot of it is the money and them missing the limelight and the attention. But the other part is like, because they've spent their whole lives in the gym, they haven't really developed any other things that have, or gave themselves time or a chance to develop any other things that they're passionate about. And I feel like because they don't have a purpose or another thing that they're passionate about, it's very difficult for them to transition into that next phase of life for them as well. Sergio not fighting for money, he invested well. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. But then it begs the question, why is he fighting? If he loves it, that's great and all. But he's also 40 years old. His knees. That's the other thing. Sergio had really bad knees. Like, did he do stem cells for the knees? Not sure about that. If you know, let me know. Let's see here. I'm seeing a good more of your comments. I'll go ahead and get to them right now. My voice is starting to kind of give out, guys. So I apologize if the energy kind of went down. It's like I feel like I'm losing my voice. If you guys seen that clip? Those clips with Teofimo and Eddie Reynoso? If Teo's with Reynoso, I don't think Teo Cruz will not happen. That's some good learning there with Teo. I would advise him and his dad to just absorb as much as they can from Eddie and Canelo. I think that they would do him really, really well. I don't think Eddie's going to be training Teofimo. Actually, I'll text a few people to find that out. I doubt it. I know that the dad has been wanting Teo to link up with Canelo for some time now. I know at the press conference, they went there to meet up with Canelo, and I think it was for Little Teo, to get some work in there over at the Canelo camp. But it's going to do him well, especially learning from someone like a Canelo Alvarez. What happened to Boots' purse bid? How much did Matchroom bid? And I saw here it was like 1.7 and 1.5. That's a weird one, man. I wonder if they're going to go through with it still. That title defense against that Chukiuzian guy that Boots beat on that Gervonta Davis. Who's the Dominican fighter that he fought? It was 2 Januaries ago. Excuse me. Hector, right? Hector. What's Hector's last name? But that guy, the Dominican fighter. He fought him on that undercard. I don't want to see that, man. IBF be mandating some whack freaking mandatories, honestly, with some of these guys that like you haven't even heard of. So I know they offered Brian Norman, say like 1.5 to take that fight, and they shot it down. And then they lose this purse bid, which I find interesting. I don't know by how much they lost it by, but now his promoter, Chukizian's promoter, has the right to go ahead and be the lead promoter and promote this fight. I don't know what that means, like broadcast-wise, where the fight's going to be broadcast in terms of that. But I would not be surprised to see if Boots goes ahead and moves up to 154 pounds for not wanting to go ahead and go through with that fight. He already beat him. He already beat that guy. So, like, to me, it's like Boots needs to drop the belt and step up to 54. Yeah, I think that's going to be the move, man. 200K, I think Boots will walk away from it. I would too, man. There's nothing in there unless he's steadfast in his goal to being undisputed at 147 pounds. But like you look at it, like it's going to be difficult, I feel, to make some of those fights at 147 pounds, just given kind of like the rumblings I'm hearing with like promoters not wanting to do fights with Riyadh season unless it's like super beneficial to their fighters as well. So yeah, let's see what happens there. But I think I would advise Boots to go ahead and move up. I just got a message here from one of our guys. Promoters, P2M Box Promotions have been reportedly won the purse bid. Yep. By around $250,000. Dude, who are these guys? P2M Box Promotions. I never even heard of these guys. Where are these guys based out of? Where are they getting this kind of money? What was that? You said what'd you say there? 1.5, I think Micah? No, Paul. 1.7 million dollars. That's insane. Let me type in. Let's find out where these P2M Box Promotion guys are from. Where are they getting this money? How are they going to make that money back? It makes no sense. Oh, they're a German promoter. P2M Box Promotion Hamburg. Anybody from Germany listen in? Let me know. Oh, wow, their website's all janky. I don't even think it works. It's not even a working website, guys. Okay, let's see. They have an Instagram. And it's in German. Okay. Well, they're a German promoter. I don't see them having any huge stars. I wonder who backs them or how they're funded. I don't know. Maybe they're putting on lit shows over there in Hamburg and all over Germany. I don't know. Maybe the fight happens in Germany. I doubt it. I would think you'd want to put the fight in Philadelphia. Yeah, scrolling their Instagram. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're bankrolled, man. Half the time, I don't know how these promoters are making money, to be honest. But all right, guys, I got to go ahead and take off. It's a good hour spent with you guys. Appreciate the time, man. Go ahead and hit the likes for one more round of likes. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I have to go ahead and take care of some things right now for the channel. Got interviews coming up. Another interview with Leonard Edelby, an interview coming up with Rolly Romero, an interview coming up with Gabe Rosado as well. I have time scheduled with Shushu this week, as well as Jaime Munguia. I'll be speaking to Jaime Munguia on Thursday as we gear up to this Canelo versus Berlanga fight happening on September 14th, which honestly, I'm a little bit more interested about now because of all the trash talk Berlanga's been doing. But you guys, I gotta go. I gotta go ahead and be productive again. So it was good chatting with you all. I'll be back next week. Let me know if maybe if they sold Oasis tickets. Yeah, right. That was a good one, Paul. Let me know if you guys want me to be back here on Monday or on next Tuesday to preview this Canelo versus Berlanga fight. I mentioned I'm trying to do these lives just more to interact with you guys to build up our community, get you guys over to a Discord. Maybe I'll start doing a newsletter that I can get you guys be a part of as well. I've heard that many promoters take out loans from banks and do these purse bids supposedly. That's interesting. You know what? That might be actually a tax strategy, Yair. I know that debt is not taxed. You could actually write it off. So I've heard a strategy that a lot of rich people do, a lot of corporations, is they'll just keep putting themselves in debt and take out a loan to pay off that debt because it's tax-free and a deductible. So if like you're in the hole for like $1 million, they'll take out a loan for 1.5 million or 2 million and pay off that $1 million and just keep getting themselves in debt and debt and debt because you can't tax debt. You know, I think I've heard that rich guy, poor dad guy say or speak on that also, that he like, hey, yo, I'm in debt. Like, yeah, I'm worth all this money, but like I owe all this money. You can't tax debt. And what happens when you die? You know, like, why does it matter to me? I'm dead. You know, so that's interesting. I wonder if these companies are doing those types of strategies for that would make sense now to be able to write off their losses. But at the end of the point, they need liquidity to be able to, for their operational expenses, or they just take out another loan for the operational expenses and it covers that for the other year. And they just keep recycling. Even then though, the money on the interest, it has to be hammering them. But all right, you guys, taking off. Good chatting with you. Let's hit those likes, subscribe if you haven't already. Help us get to 2 million subs. And we got a lot of content, coming this week. I'll tell you who told me this. I'll side text you. Too many pigeons in the wires right now. All right. Good stuff. All right, you guys, take it easy. Have a good one. Have a great rest of your week, a good productive rest of your week as well. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.